Hey, this is Teddy, your Google Workspace and Gmail strategist. I got asked this question, and that is, how do I get rid of all these folders I have in Gmail because my email keeps getting lost in there? I thought, you know what, this would be a great time to have a conversation about Gmail labels. But before I share with these ideas with you, hit that subscribe and notify button because I create all of these videos specifically for you. So first of all, it's important to understand how Google/Gmail manages email. So all of your mail comes in. If you look on it, you typically will see it under inbox or sent, maybe drafts. That's where you're typically going to see it. And then in time, you'll see stuff in spam and you'll see stuff in trash. But look at the organization here, okay? Everything from all mail up is in all mail. Let me repeat. Every piece of mail that you've sent and you've received is in all mail, but they're also labeled for the inbox, or they're labeled in a label called Mail from Teddy, a label called Subscription, a label called Testing, maybe also an Important, and maybe also Scheduled, but it's all in all mail. That's where it all is. Again, the reason it shows up in sent and inbox is because they're labeled that way. Now, everything from all mail down is not in all mail. Spam, it's in a box by itself. Trash, it's in a box by itself. So from trash up is all the mail that you have. This is in trash, this is in spam, this is every other piece of mail, and they're labeled Important, Testing, Subscriptions, Mail from Teddy, or Inbox. Now, you'll also see that there's categories. These are also sort of like labels, but they're system managed labels. So when mail comes in, Google/Gmail will look at it, decide, is it social, is it updates, is it forums, or is it promotions? Okay? So again, it's all in all mail except for spam and trash. And it's only reason it's in inbox is because it's still labeled inbox. Now, how do we create labels? And they're not folders, they're labels. Again, they're all in all mail, but then they're labeled to show up in different groups or different categories. We call them folders, but they're just labels. So how do we manage these labels? Well, first of all, there's the Manage Label button all the way to the bottom of categories, and there's Create a New Label. So we can create a new label. We can create a label if we want to and say it's from Google. All the mail that comes from Google. Google sent me, and I'm sure you'll use more logical label names, sent me this stuff. And I do create. So I create a new label. Where is it? Right there it is. It's in alphabetical order for labels. Google sent me this stuff. And there's, again, Mail from Teddy and Subscriptions. Now, how to create a label is pretty easy. Again, go to the bottom, create a label. There's another way to create a label too. You could be in a message. Let me go find a message. You can be in a message, looking at it, and you go, that message needs to go into a label. So then you click on this button right here that says Labels, and right there it is, create a new label, and call this NC Wiseman Mail. And hit Create. I can nest it if I want, but I don't want to. Hit Create. Now, by just creating the label in the message, you'll see over here in NC Wiseman Mail. Let me click on that. There's that message. And it happens to also be in the inbox. So if I want to now, what I can do is lots of different ways. I can look at this message and I can just hit the X and take it out of the inbox. So now if I go up the inbox, NC Wiseman message is no longer there. But it's still in all mail, and that means it's right down here and labeled this way. Now, something else you can do. You can select a bunch of messages. I'll select a bunch of these Google messages and Google Community. I can select a whole bunch of messages or just one message. I can click on them and hang on to it and drag it and drop it on Google Sent Me This. Let go. It's all out of the inbox now. Oh, I missed one. Grab it, drop it in Google. All those Google messages are out of my inbox now, and they're all in this label, Google Sent Me This. And remember, it's still all in all mail. So there's different ways to create labels. There's different ways of putting messages in labels or just drag and drop them. I'm going to give you one more. Here's another example. Let's say all the new mail that comes from Teddy Burris, I want that to automatically go into mail from Teddy Burris. Right? Don't have to keep, you can name it any way you want to name it. So what you would do is open this message up, and then you go up here and you say search options. I would type in Teddy Burris's email address. And then come down here and type in Teddy Burris's email address, then create a filter. And then I say for all message from Teddy Burris, I want to skip the inbox, which basically archives it, which basically just takes it out of the inbox. It's still in all mail, but look, I want to apply the label, mail from Teddy. And then I create the filter. I can actually apply this to all 13 messages that are in the inbox, create the filter. And now, if I hit refresh, now all those messages have been removed. What's this one right here, Teddy Burris? Oh, it's from Google Docs. All of those messages from Teddy Burris or TL Burris at burrisconsulting.com are all in here. And none of them are in the inbox, or they would say inbox right here. So you can move them manually, or you can create a filter that automatically either archives them, takes them out of the inbox, and or move them to the folder you want, or the label you want to put them in. Now let's say that your labels have run amok and they are way too crazy, and you've got to figure out how to get rid of them. What you could do, if you hover over a label and you click on the three dots right here, you can remove this label. Now it'll remove the label. It will not remove the email. It's only going to remove the label. All of that email, if I remove the label, it's no longer going to show up there under that label that's now gone. But if you go to more and you go to all mail, it's all in here. It's all in here. All the messages that are not in inbox, that are Teddy Burris, they're in all mail. They just don't happen to be in inbox. Now I can, again, if I want to, I can select all of those messages from Teddy Burris if I want, get a whole bunch of them, or just select one, whatever you want to do. And then I can go up here and I can right here move to inbox. Boom. Now all of those messages, I have to unselect them all. All those messages are back in the inbox, and they're no longer labeled. Now they were never, again, if they're not in inbox, they're under all mail. So you can get rid of the labels you want to get rid of. Just remove that label, and all of those messages are now still under all mail, but they're not in the inbox. But again, if you go back to all mail, you can find all those Google messages that were in here, and you can, as many of them as you want, move them back to inbox. And now if I go back to unselect them, go back to the inbox, there's those Google messages. Labels are great, but when they run amok, then they become problematic. So you have to really manage them. Manage your email, whether it's in your inbox or whether it's in all mail and labeled, you still have to manage it. One more thing, if you got rid of a label and that message can no longer go to that label, or no longer go out of inbox and be in that label, you've also got to go to settings. You got to go to filters. You got to go to those filters, and you have to get rid of those filters because they were set up not to go to the inbox, but they're no longer going to a label. They're going to go to all mail. So you may want to get rid of the filter that you created as well. Delete. Delete. So in summary, all of your mail that comes in is under all mail. It's in the inbox because you haven't archived it yet, or because you haven't moved it and labeled it with a different label. You can manually move your messages over and label them and take them out of the inbox, or you can set up a filter that will take them out of the inbox and label them with something different. But again, all of your mail is in all mail unless it's trash or spam. I'm Teddy Burris, your Google Workspace strategist, trainer, and coach. Learn how to use labels, learn how to manage your mail, and your Google inbox will be far cleaner and more productive.